and today we're going to talk about this bad little boy right here. This is the Fender Rumble 100. So, I got to tell you, I've been playing bass for a few years, and I've had a lot of different amps, and a lot of really good amps, a lot of PV bass amps and stuff. I had actually this really cool crate amp, one of the older crate amps. It was built like a tank. That was super awesome. I've had a Behringer, nice big setup Behringer. I've had Hartkey. I've even had Ampegs. And I like them all good amps. But I got rid of all those and a while back, and then was swapping out and was trading things out and sold some stuff and bought some stuff, and then decided I was going to get some more bass stuff. And when I was looking to get a new bass amp, I wanted to get something that was going to be loud enough to play, but not so heavy to have to move around and carry around. And I did a lot of research on this little bad boy right here, these little Fenders. This is the Fender Rumble 100, and it's got a 112 speaker in it. And this thing has turned out to be super, super awesome. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to read off some specs for you, and then we're going to talk about this amp. I'm going to show you the layout on top, show you the layout in the back, and then just kind of give a good overview of what I think about this amp and how I feel about this amp. Some people love them, some people don't. You know, for me, this amp has actually been pretty good. So we're going to dive into it, and we're going to tell you all about it, and we're going to tell you my thoughts and everything on it. And I'm also playing this really nice Ibanez bass today. This is my full-size bass that I have. You guys know that I have some short scales, and this is the one full-size bass that I have. I really love this thing. I will be doing a review on this down the road, because this is a super awesome bass, and it's fun to play, and I love it. But we're going to get the specs. We're going to dive right in. Let me grab my phone real quick because I left it over there, and let me start reading off the specs to you. So let's get to that. All right, so I got the specs pulled up. This is what we got going on here. This is the features of the amp. This is all the specs and everything. I like just pulling this up so I can read it off to you because I can't remember all this off the top of my head. So this is 100 watt. This is a 100 watt amp. This is the Fender Rumble 112 100 watt amp. It's a single channel amp. It's got a 112 Eminence special design speaker in it. It's independence is 8 ohms. It's got a 4-band EQ. It's got a drive and overdrive level in it. Master volume, bright switch, mid scoop, contour switch, and vintage switch. It's got an FX loop in the back, XLR line input in the back, and it weighs 22 pounds. So it's super, super light. Super, super light. And these amps, just so you know the price, because you guys, I'm sure you're wondering what it costs. These amps are only $299, so it's well worth it to do it. Now, this amp, I will tell you, it's stupid light. When it came in, I wasn't even sure there was an amp in the box. I was like, did they send me an empty box? Because it's crazy light. I mean, I can literally pick it up just like that. That's how light that amp is. It's super, super light. I don't know how they managed to make it so light, but it's awesome that it's that light. And this thing is loud. I mean, stupid, stupid loud. This little 100 watt 112 amp will peel the paint off the walls. This amp, practice, studio, or even play live gigs will do you justice. I promise you it will do you justice. And the other cool thing about it is that it does have the line out. So if you want to add another cab to it, say you want to get a 15-inch speaker to add to it so you can boost it, you can do that with this amp. That's what's super nice about it. It's one of the things I liked about it. And eventually I am going to buy an extension cab to add to it, so it makes it like a little stack, and that's what I want to do. I don't know if I'm going to get a 12-inch speaker or maybe a 15, you know, but or maybe even a sub. I don't know. I'm going to play around with that. But it's got all these different settings on it. On the back here, which I'm going to go through and I'll show you, but it's got a bunch of different settings and stuff on here. I've got the drive turned up a little bit. I've got my level about halfway. Bass is a little over halfway. My lows halfway, my highs turned down just a little bit below half, and my treble is about halfway. Master volume is barely turned on, and I've got the contour button pushed in because that's kind of the sound that I found out that I liked with it. And so I'm going to play a couple things for you guys. If I oh, I unplugged it. Yep. So we're gonna play a couple things, play a couple just little. And jam out a little bit just so you guys can hear the amp. I'm gonna hit a couple different buzzers so you hear a couple different tones as well. But that just kind of gives you an idea of how this amp sounds. Now we're going to change it. We're going to take the contour off. You hear the difference? Notice the change? So the contour's off now. You can really hear a difference from that to this. That kind of gives you an idea to see what that contour does. Now we're going to take the contour off and we're going to kick in the bright. So, notice the change. So we're going to put the bright on now. That's bright. Take the bright off. Let's put the vintage on, right? This is vintage off. This is vintage on. And you can mix it up, so we'll have the vintage on. Let's do the vintage on and the contour on. Let's switch that up. Let's take the contour off and we'll put the bright on with the vintage. I'm playing the same couple riffs so you can hear the differences in the songs. I'm not playing a bunch of different stuff, so you can kind of tell the difference. So that was vintage on and bright on. Let's do vintage on, contour on, and bright on. How about that? See what we get there. That kind of gives you an idea of what you get when you're doing it. I like the contour on. The other one's off. Now let's give you some gain. So this is gain down. That was gain halfway that I was playing on. This is gain all the way up, and we don't have the volume cranked over here. presets like to crank that gain up and stuff. What was gonna play? Trying to think of. Oh, I know what it is. Typo negative, man. Bloody kisses. I love that riff. But anyway, that's kicking up the gain. That's what you get with the gain. Got the contour turned back down and stuff. So that kind of gives you an idea of how the amp sounds. Like I said, we barely got the volume nudged on this thing, and it's vibrating everything in the room. Just to show you, I mean, I barely got it kicked on, and it's just shaking everything. This thing is loud. I mean, loud. So I love this thing. I mean, it's just a great little amp. You can't go wrong with it. If you guys are looking for a budget-friendly amp, like I said, $299, 100 watts, 12-inch speaker, and this thing you can go jam with whoever you want to. Go play your gigs, do whatever you want. You can add a cabinet to it if you want to. It just really is just a really good little amp. You're gonna like it. I love it. I love playing it, and it's also light. So if you're a gigging guy and you want something light to move around, this is it. They also make a 115 in this. It's a little bit more. I don't remember what the price. I think that's like $350 or somewhere, or $399 or something. But this was a perfect price for $300. Can't go wrong with that. But now we're going to dive into showing you guys the top of the amp here, and then I want to show you the back of the amp as well, so you guys can see what's going on there. Put this bass back here in the bass rack, and let's dive in and let's show you what's going on over here on the top. So let's show you that right now. All right, everybody. So from side to side right here, this is your main gain. This is the vintage, the contour, the bright thing I was doing. Here's a drive and a level, which we didn't. This is your overdrive, which I'll get back and show you how the overdrive works, because I didn't even mess with that yet. Totally forgot about that. Here's your bass, your low, mid, your high, your treble, and your master. So that's what you got right here. That's your panel right here. This is where you plug in. Your turn on switch is right over here on the right when you're facing the amp right there. And this is what your panel board looks right here. So you push this in, you can see that light kicks on. That's your overdrive. We'll show you that. I need to show you guys that so you can kind of hear how that is. But let's show you the back, what's on the back of the amp, so you guys can see the inputs on the back as well. Because I always like to see those inputs as well, so I know what I can hook up to it and do stuff. So I'm going to show you guys that right now as well. Alright guys, so this is what the back of the amp looks like right here. And right here is your inputs right here. You got a send right here, you got a return, you got an auxiliary in, you got headphones so you can plug in. That's a foot switch right there, and then you got your auxiliary line out right there. That line out right there, you'll do a 3-prong plug-in to a 1/4-inch jack, and that can go into another amp, and you can power up another speaker if you want to. And here's your power switch right there. So that's what the back looks like, so you guys can see that. Okay, and for the piece de resistance, because I forgot to show it to you, is the overdrive, because I'm sure a lot of you guys that like to play distorted are gonna like this overdrive deal. So we're gonna kick on the overdrive and kick the volumes up here. Let's play with the overdrive. So this is halfway on the overdrive. Overdrive. So you can hear what that sounds like. Now we're going to turn it all the way up on the overdrive. Try not to blow your eardrums out. raunchy. That's the overdrive channel. I don't use the overdrive channel really. That's crazy loud. I just like to play it. Play that. So, but the overdrive's in there, so you do have distortion. So if you guys don't have distortion, sorry. If you guys don't have a distortion pedal for your amp, you do have overdrive in there that can boost it, and you can get some distortion for those of you guys that are playing heavier stuff, or you want to get that saturated sound going on in your bass amp, and it's a really nice feature to have. The only thing I can say is that you can't really go wrong with this Fender. It's a really super, let me turn these volumes off again. And it's a really super great budget-friendly amp. And it's built really well. I gotta say, you know, this amp, I was just pleasantly surprised with it. I mean, it's just a super well-built little amp. It sounds good, and for me having this little amp in my studio, or being able to go jam with somebody else and grab it and go, because it's so light, I love it. I mean, this is actually the lightest dang amp I think that's in this room. I mean, this crazy Blackstar thing here, I think weighs more than that, and it's way smaller. But this amp is super awesome, plenty of power. If you're, you know, practicing studio time or even playing gigs, this amp will get you in the zone to be able to do that. If you guys are looking to start out and get a good budget-friendly amp, you know, this 112 has more than enough power to play with a band, play over the drummer. I mean, you can play in a full-scale band with this thing. I do always recommend that you raise your stuff up off the ground. I actually have mine sitting on some crates. You can get these little crates at Walmart. I mean, they're like $5 a piece. I mean, and you can't go wrong because it gives you a little stand that's super lightweight. And the cool thing about the crate, it doubles as stuff to carry your cables and cords in. So you can throw all your stuff in there, and then you can use that crate to kind of get it off the ground, and that'll admit that sound better out when you're playing. So it's a super awesome little amp, and I highly recommend it to everybody. And I don't recommend things unless I've used it, and I've been playing it. I've had this amp, for a good year or so now. Maybe 2 years. About a year and a half, I think I've had this amp, and I've played it a lot, and it's just been a great little amp. And granted, it's just been in the studio, but it's an awesome little amp, and I think it'll hold up well. If you take care of it, it's going to take care of you. I definitely recommend this. And I decided to shoot this video. I wasn't going to do this video on this amp, but I've got a guy that's been following me. He's been talking about bass amps, so I wanted to review this Fender for him, so he could see this Fender Rumble 100 and kind of hear it and kind of get out of it. So this one's for you. You know who you are because we've been chit-chatting back and forth on my YouTube, and I wanted to do a review of this Fender Rumble so you could check it out. I don't know if you already ordered yours or not, but I wanted to kind of show it to you and kind of show you what it does and kind of give you a quick little layout of it and kind of how it works. So there you go. That one's for you. This video is for you. I appreciate you subscribing and watching the channel and talking to me. And that's it, man. That's what I got. This is a really simple, down-to-earth, easy to use amp. I mean, it's basic, just plug and play, and it's got everything you need to do it. And it's got some different sounds, and you can tweak your tones and tweak it however you want. Adjust your settings to what you like, and then go there and rock out and do your thing, man. And this little amp will get it done for you. And I can't stress enough how light this is. If you're a gigging musician and you want something light to carry to band practice, or something light to carry that gig, you know, this little thing is the thing to do it. Now, if you're playing some huge, massive venue, you may want to hook a cab up, but here's the thing. You may want to hook a cab up to it, but here's the thing. If they mic it up, it's not going to matter. You're going to hear it on stage, and they're going to hear it out there. If you put a mic to this thing, they're going to hear it. So I personally think that this thing is good for anything you're gonna do. That's just my personal opinion, and in my years of playing and actually playing live gigs and stuff, this little amp is plenty loud enough. Because you're playing at any big venue, they're gonna put a mic to it anyway, and you're basically gonna use this as stage volume so you can hear it behind you. Is all you're gonna do. Me personally, I like having a little extension cab when I'm on bigger stages so I can get more of that whooshing sound behind me. But this thing, if it's set up like this, is going to do just fine. I mean, that's my personal opinion. That's my opinion. If you disagree with it, that's fine. Hey, just tell me your thoughts down in the comments. You guys tell me what your thoughts are. You tell me if you've ever checked this amp out. Tell me what you think about it. And tell me your thoughts, and we'll kick it around, and we'll talk about it, because I'm just going on what I know, because I've had the amp, and I've had the amp for like a year and a half, and it's done me well, and I recommend it, and that's why it's in my studio, because this is a great little amp, and I try to find those deals. I mean, I'm a guy that looks for deals, man. I try to find those deals, and I feel that this is a great deal for somebody that's on a budget, and it's going to do you well and serve you well, I mean, as far as a bass amp goes. So definitely check it out. If you get a chance to go somewhere and play one, I mean, try it out. I mean, I know my local store here in Charlottesville, Stacy's Music, they carry these Fender Rumbles. And so if you guys are local here in the area where I live, near Charlottesville, go to Stacy's Music, check it out. You can play these things, and you can check it out, and you can see what you think yourself. It's a great little amp. I recommend it, and just check it out. And so that's it, man. That's all I got for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this helps you guys out. Do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe, and ding-dong button down below, because that helps me out. And any comments and questions that you guys have are welcome. I try to answer every one of them as fast as I can, so I always look forward to the comments. I always look forward to hearing what's in. And if anybody else has got this amp out there, please tell me your experiences with it and tell me what you got going on. Everybody's got different opinions. We all have different opinions of what we think is good, but as musicians and stuff, we all have what we like and what we don't like. So some guys may love this amp, some guys may hate this amp. I mean, that's just how it is. It's the way with guitars, it's the way with the amps, it's the way with guitar picks. You name it in the music industry. Guitar cables. Certain guys like certain cables, certain guys like other cables. That's just how it is. It doesn't mean that it's a bad product. It just means that you may not like it. You know, there's certain guitars out there that I think sound amazing, but I hate them, you know, because they just don't fit me. You know, and I just don't like them, you know, and that's just how it is. That's how the music industry. But I try to make honest reviews for you guys, and just tell you what I think from my experiences of having the equipment that I have. So, love this amp. Check it out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.